Today I'm going to give you some pro building tips in Hytale that's going to allow you to construct things like you're seeing on screen right now in a fraction of the time. So get ready to instantly construct large towers, fill in roof lines, build walls with a few clicks, and also recolor stuff almost instantly. This is insane. We're also going to show you how to take large complex areas of buildings and reusing them in other sections. If you do happen to find this helpful today, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. We got more tutorials coming up. Let's go ahead and get right into these tips. We need creative tools to do all these things. So if you're in survival, we're going to need you to first type in /OP, then space self, and hit enter. That's going to allow us to simply hit O to toggle between survival and creative mode. So go ahead and do that first. Once in creative mode, we're going to hit tab to go to our inventory, and right up here with the wrench and pencil, we're going to want to click on that here. We're going to be using two main tools today. The first one is going to be selection tool. We're going to click and drag this down into our hotbar, and then we're going to take the paste tool as well and bring that down here. So first things first, we may make some mistakes when using the tips I'm going to show you today. So you can easily undo those by just simply holding down shift and hitting Z. So this first one is going to allow us to construct walls very quickly. It's going to be hollow in the center, just like we'd want for any types of buildings. And we're going to be doing this with the selection tool. In order to create our selection, we're going to hold down shift and left click here. And we're going to shift and right click anywhere over here. Now you can pay attention to the numbers that you have here. This is going to give you your dimensions of your walls. So currently we're at 18 by 1 block high and 11 blocks wide. So you can just simply choose any one of these panes on the back, front, right, left, or top, and we can left click and drag to expand. You can see that number over there on the right is going to 16 blocks, and let's say we want our walls to be 6 high. We're just going to click and hold here, and we're going to drag this up until we see that back corner number reach 6. Now let's let go, and from here what we're going to do is we're going to type in /wall space, and then we're going to type in the block of our choice. Again, we want to have these down in our hotbar, so we're going to do rock marble. You want to type it in exactly as you see it next to the ID, so rock_marble, and let's hit enter. And just like that, we have our walls constructed. Now, you don't need to just make a box. If you want to expand, like say the front here, all we're going to do is create another section here, drag that up, and just repeat those steps. This next tip is going to show you how to clear and fill areas. So if you want to put floors inside your walls, we can do this really easily, again, using selection tool. So we're going to go ahead and shift left click here and shift right click over into that corner. And we're just going to simply type in / and type in delete and hit enter. That's going to clear the entire selection. You can do this with anything inside your selection. And then from here, let's go ahead and select a floor type. Let's just go with, let's say this yellow cloth. I don't think we'd ever really use this, but let's just go with it since it's in our inventory. Now we're just going to type in / and fill. And then we're going to hit space. Now we're going to type it in just as it is in the ID. And once we've got that typed in, just simply hit enter to fill out the entire selection. So now if you had a doorway here or something, you can see we've now cleared out and we have our interior floors done. This does look really ugly. Trust me, this is just for demonstration purposes only. So this next tip is a huge time saver for expanding things like trim on your buildings, roof lines, floors, even walls. This is a really good one. So check this out. All we need to do is, let's say if we want to expand this roof line out further, we can just simply shift and right click here, shift left click, and then we're just going to expand our selection again by clicking and holding and dragging this up. And just make sure that you have the entire selection highlighted. Now all we need to do is aim here at this outside pane. We're going to hold down the Alt key here, and we're just going to hold that, click with the left mouse, and we're going to drag this out. Let's say our walls ended right here. We're just going to let go, and just like that, you've expanded your entire roof line. But don't just limit to roof lines. Like I said, we can do the floors in here. Let's say, you know, I need to extend these all the way out. Let's just simply find this corner here by, again, we're going to do shift and right click. We're going to shift and left click over here. We'll just come out front. We're going to hold down the Alt key. We're going to click and we're going to drag this all the way out. And then once you release by holding down the left click, it's going to go ahead and expand your entire floor selection here. This next one is an absolute game changer. It's going to allow us to design sections of buildings like you're seeing here with these windows and towers, and repeating them by copy and pasting them in if you know that they're going to be in other sections of your build. So all we need to do for this is, let's say we want to take this selection and repeat it like we've got on the other side. All we need to do is with our selection tool, we're going to shift right click, shift left click. We're going to get our selection. Once we have our entire selection in, we're just going to hold shift and hit C. What that's going to do is copy everything inside of that selection. And then we need to get our paste tool out. And from here, what you can do is we're actually just going to use our arrows to move this around. You can also move your cursor around like this, and you can page up and page down to place it exactly where it needs to go. Now we're just going to bring this on over. You can also clip into the other existing builds, and we're just going to simply hit the right click to paste that in. And if we need another one, just arrow on over. We're going to do the same exact thing right here. And once you have an entire section in, don't just use like limited scope by only doing a couple at a time. Think outside the box and say, can I reuse this somewhere else? So let's say we want to continue that on this back half. Well, now that we've got this designed, we can use it anywhere we want. So let's just go ahead and select this entire section here. Then we're just going to line it up and right click to paste it back in. Now I was able to instantly transfer this entire section to the back half of the building in a matter of seconds. So this tip here is for recoloring and fixing any mistakes you might have made in your color selection. So for example, if I was really irritated with the fact that I chose this color, the rock cobble here for my entire cathedral, and say I wanted to make it like a red color like that over there, all I'm going to do is we're going to come down to this bottom corner. We're going to shift left click. We're going to shift right click over here. We're going to expand our selection. We're going to highlight the entire build. Next, we just want to make sure that the blocks that you're going to be switching out are in your inventory so you can see the actual ID next to them. Now from here, once you have them in your hotbar, we're going to type in /replace, and we're going to hit space. And what we want to start with is the block we're replacing. So we're going to get rid of this rock. You want to type it just like you see it next to the ID there above the actual block itself. So we're going to put rock _ stone _ cobble. We're going to hit space, and we're going to select the block that we want to replace it with. So let's do rock marble, for example. We're going to type in just as we're seeing it. And then we're going to hit enter. Now what that does is every single block in this build that was rock, stone, cobble has now been replaced with marble. And let's say you realize that it doesn't look as good, just hold shift and then Z, and just like that, everything's going to revert back to its original state. If you made it this far, it means you really enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you hadn't already. Also, check out the other video on screen now. YouTube thinks you're going to like it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you all in the next one.